Welcome everyone. In today's videos, we will be diving deep into the topic of designing and modeling for data administrations or database administrations (DBA). So let's start from the beginnings. A data designing is the process of creating a detailed data as models of a database. So these data as models can be used to define the overall structures of a database and to ensure that the data object provided by the functional teams are represented accurately. A good data design leads to the efficient data organizations which allow DBA to perform a task more efficiently. On other hands, like data modeling is the process of creating visuals representations of data and how it relates to the other data. So since it's a designings and modeling, so modelings we have three types: conceptuals, logicals, and physicals models. So we will see all this, and this video is going to help your database designings and modelings. We'll be certainly create one SQL queries. So we are using the MySQL's workbench. So here is a new SQL query for executing. So this one. So before we have only one database. So let's create some schemas for that. We already created the schemas for the hotel web. So let's create a database first. So let's say a database names, a new schemas like book and authors, book details, or it can be anything. So it's up to you. So apply. So book details, apply. So create a schema, book details. Yes, apply. And finish. So we already created the book details here. So we can close this now. So book details is here. So let's say use book details first. Okay. Now let's execute these queries so that now we are using this book details database. So now inside this we can create a tables. So since this is about the authors, we'll see how it's two. Certainly, let's build up in a very early example of library database. So book details like in the presence of the libraries, okay, with the books and authors entities. So in these examples, we'll illustrate the process of modeling these entities, their attributes and relationship using the MySQL's code. So let's create the very simple um, entities. So create table books, create table books, and then let's say here we go like book ID int auto auto increment, and this let's say that's a primary key. Okay, so now we have a title of the books. Okay, bar car, and let's give the limits to the 100, and it should not be null. And another field is a text like summary. Let's put in the text. And let's do the publication years. Okay, publication year. Okay, so this is in the year. Wait, okay, year. So okay, so let's create this. Let's run this query first. Okay, we have already created the books database tables here. So let's see the tables. We have created the books here. Now, similarly, we create another tables called authors. Okay, create table authors. Okay, now here what we do is like author ID, author ID. So integer auto increment, and this is also a primary key. And then we have another called name varchar like 100. Okay, let's say the author's name says and should not be null, and the bio data is like a text. That's all. So now let's run this query too. Okay, we have created another tables already. Here is authors. Now we want this relationship. Okay, we want to do the relationship for this. So let's create a table books authors. Okay, and then what we do is here book ID. Okay, so which is int, and the author ID, because this is a many-to-many relationship we are trying to do, int. So primary key should be book ID and author ID. So since we are doing the relationship here, so we need a foreign keys, right? So foreign key. So foreign key, we need a base one, right? So we'll use this as a foreign key book ID. Okay, book ID. So what is the from which table? So we need a tables also, right? So this is the references we use. So references equals to book, and then we will give the references book ID here. Okay, not the closing here, and again foreign key author ID, right? So references is author and the author ID. Got it. That's all. So now let's run this one too. So it's created already here. So let's refresh this one and we see that book authors here. So since we created 3 table here, so this is called the modelings. This is called physical modelings because we have all the keys and the type, what kind of types, because we are giving the uh, conceptuals, analogicals models to specific physical conversions. We just put into the physical conversions. So this is called physical modelings or data designs. So now what we do is we have to do like ER diagrams for this, right? So let's see how we do the conceptual modeling. So conceptual modeling is nothing like ERD, which is entity relationship diagrams. So for that to achieve, let's do a very quickest way to see some conceptual modelings. Let's see the ERD models, which is a entity relationship diagrams, or also called conceptual model. So the very quickest way we can do is reverse engineering for that. So let's go to database and see here is a reverse engineerings, right? So go to the reverse engineerings, and then we have a local instance MySQL, which is a regular. We are not doing anything here. Next, and then we need a password for this. So let's type the password for your workbench. So for my password, I'll type it here. So it's depend the the machines that you're using. So I mean, like that's your account, workbench account's password. You can use it. Or okay. Now it says the following: so execution completed successfully. So it says executions completed successfully. So the following task will be executed. So next, but since we have a 2 database here, right? I want to use the book details schemas to have a reverse engineering. So next, So retrieves, yes, it retrieved everything. Next, execute now. Okay, so operation completed successfully. Now you can close this. Now look here. It shows book and authors, book authors, so man-to-man relationship. So this is called reverse engineering, and this is called the conceptual modeling. So you are using the conceptual modelings to design the logicals as well as physical modelings. So these are the easy way to create the ERD as well as to understand the conceptual modelings. So we see like conceptual modelings as well as the physical modelings here. Now using the reverse engineerings. So we can export this because this documents can be used as documentations, or it can be used as in the like a files for another like teams. So this is pretty easy to do this. So just go to the export here, export. So how you want to export this forward engineerings? So if you do the forward engineerings, it will create the script here again. So, or you want to do the PNG or export as a single page PDF or single page PostScript files. So when you do the single page PostScript files, now you can use this ERD diagrams to the other teams who has a like SQLs installed on there, and they can change this to the like script as well by using this ERD diagram. So this is pretty easy, right? So if you go to forward engineerings, now what do you want to do this? So this is all like generate the drop schemas or whatever you want, the output where you want to output that script files. Okay, so add so warnings after DDL statements. These are all things you can do in the forward engineering. So we'll see the forward engineerings models, not the models, the forward engineering's concept in the next videos. But this is the first steps that you, as a database administrations, you have to know. So like how the database is designed and how it is modeling. So these are pretty repeated and basic topics that you have to do. So finally, like the physical data models, it's use and design the actual database. So we use physical data models and conceptual data models to create the actual database based on the requirements gathered during the logical modelings. So it include all required tables, column relationships, or database properties. So if you have some questions regarding to this, so please feel free to comments in the comment box. So the DBA plays a crucial role in the process. So these responsibilities may include defining security and integrity controls, enhancing the performance of the database, dealing with the capacities and the plannings for future storage requirements, and more, right? So effective data designings and modelings can help business understand their data requirements better and ensure that their database systems are robust, reliable, and able to efficiently handle the data they need to store the retrieves. Okay, in the next part of the videos, we'll go into the more details about each types of modelings. Since like it's cover all the modelings here, if you really wants to go and practice each types of modelings, then you can just leave the comments in the comments below so that I can make more other videos. But we will be looking the forward engineerings, so with the all the data models concept, and then we already see the reverse modeling. So hopefully this videos was pretty informative for you. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, like, and share these videos. Till the next videos, stay safe and just practice. Thank you. Bye.